My name is Naw Ei Ei Min. I am a current indigenous woman from Myamar. Currently, I am working as the director of indigenous people organization called Point Promotion of Indigenous and Nature Together, as well as I am one of the executive council member of Asia Indigenous People Pact, representing Mekong region on environment issue.
What value does your participation have for your organization, but also for the indigenous peoples back home?
I would like to highlight about why, as an indigenous woman from Myamar, come and engage at this kind of international level discussion on climate change, as well as what I can do if I'm here to bring back home for the community in my country. So the thing is that we are a country prone to natural disaster, and we are a country who is recently engaged in this climate change conferences. And for us, indigenous community, we have been the stewardship of natural environment and the forest of the country for a generation, and any decision happen in this COP will have impact on our life. And since we are part of this taking care of natural environment, our voices and our concerns should be reflected in this kind of important international conference. So for me is to raise our voices, to be part of the decision making, at the same time to bring back the message from here and be aware and giving and sharing back to our community of what is happening here and what will be the future trend of our country at the national level, also at the grassroots level, what kind of impact we will have and what are the things we need to be aware and be prepared for this. Not like this kind of bridging between those international process to national and local is the main role that we would like to play, and we would like to engage. That's the reason I'm coming here to attend this COP.
And does the participation in the COP help you with the dialogue with your own government?
Being participate like this kind of international conference, our voices are heard, and also we become visible in a way to engage to our government that not only discussing and trying to advocate here at the international level, but back home we can raise our concern and we can engage at the national level policy and law changes in relation to climate change response. This is one of the constructive dialogue that we can bring about by being engaged at the international level and knowing the trend of what is happening at the international community, so that we raise the international standard and international commitment on the promotion of indigenous people right back to home and back to our country. So this is very much supported in a way to link those things and discuss with our government to promote the right for indigenous people in the country.
Do you feel that participating at the international level and knowing a lot about the international negotiations gives you more access to the government when you're back home?
Being access to all the information about international level commitment and engagement, like those access to information are very much supportive to be able to discuss with the government back at home because since we know the international commitment and the government also commit as part of the international community, like for example nationally determined contribution. Because we know about this, when we are back at home and working with the community, we can also better negotiate, because we are indigenous people can contribute to this kind of international commitment, and that's why please listen to the voices and the concern we have in relation to those commitments. It's a kind of supportive way to be able to discuss with the government and engage with the government.
Do you have any advice to other indigenous women who might be new to this process on how to engage and what to do and how to find their way around?
Yes, now it's already COP25. For me, as an indigenous woman, I start engaged since COP20 in Lima, Peru. The first time I engaged in the COP, there are so many meetings. Even I don't know where to find the meeting place, and I don't know what is closed door, what is open door, what we can engage, what is happening with all the dialogue, and what are the negotiating texts, things like that. I'm a bit lost in the beginning, but now I got to know, and I can even apply those knowledge back and sharing back to my community. So for those indigenous women who are coming up and engaged like this climate change conference at the international level, we would like to encourage that we come across like this and we can do it and we can overcome it. And if you are coming, we are also here, that we can collaborate with you together, and we can work together, and we can make ourselves more visible together, and in unity we can be stronger as an indigenous woman. Thank you very much.
And we also wanted to talk about the SDGs and the NDCs. Maybe you can just
Yes. Yeah. Another thing I would like to highlight is about the country commitment is not only on climate change. At the same time, the country would like to move towards sustainable development country. So our country has nationally determined contribution as part of climate change commitment, and we are also engaging with sustainable development goal, which is led by UN at the international level. But these two are very much related to each other, and all of the target under these two commitments are closely related to our indigenous people. For example, ensure inequality to work on inequality. Indigenous people are the most affected with the treatment of inequality. So if we want to achieve SDG goal number 10 on inequality, we need to promote the rights of indigenous people. And this will, by doing so, we can also promote the commitment of NDC, because indigenous people can contribute a lot to climate change as well. And then when we talk about global partnership in SDG 17, we also need to have meaningful participation of indigenous people, because we are play as an important role in achieving those goals as well. So this is very much important, and because I'm indigenous woman, I would like to also highlight the SDG goal number 5, which is talking about gender equality. Indigenous women has more burden than even the mainstream society, especially women from mainstream society. So for us indigenous women, we want to be visible and be part of the struggle and be part of the achievement of this both NDC and SDG, that we would like to highlight that for indigenous people, we want to be part of those solutions. At the same time, customary land tenure is the most important. Without land, we will be disappear soon. So when trying to achieve those two important commitments, please also pay attention to the customary land tenure of indigenous people, right? Which in turn can help support combat climate change and bringing about sustainable development of the country.